Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW, in color. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
Forgot to turn my mic on. Oh, that's interesting. Hang on a second. Oh. There, is that better? Okay, sorry about that. Unpacking my equipment, I seem to have pressed the wrong button. So, anyway, it's live from DFW Airport, Thursday, June 16th, 2022. It's Walt here for you, and we're here just before daybreak to bring you some action from the world's second busiest airport. And we missed a couple of MD-11 tri-jets coming in just before we went on the air. It was a little dark for our camera to pick it up, but we welcome you in. Good morning to you, Dwayne. Good morning to you, Emre. And breakfast as well. Well, it depends on where you are in the world, Dwayne. Because, let's see. Oh, first of all, let me see what's coming in here. Well, we just had the flight from Maui come in on the east side for some reason. So anyway, what was I going to look at? Anyway, well, let's look at the sunrise because it looks particularly nice this morning. As we spin round. There it is. I think we still have some of the remnants of, what was it? Sahara dust, which was coming to us across the Atlantic. And so that's kind of helped color the skies here over North Texas over the last few days. Trying to call up our channel on the YouTube here to make sure that our signal is looking good. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. That's from John Franco. Well, I don't know. I think the weather is supposed to not be too bad today. Here in North Texas, it's a little breeze out of the south. About 6 miles an hour, I think, is what the prognosticators said. But yeah, there's definitely some kind of a haze over the whole area here this morning. So we'll bring you all the action from now until around about 9 a.m. Central Time. Sorry we were on just a few seconds, well, a couple minutes late today, unfortunately. I was plugging in an extra camera today, and it's a little fuzzier than I thought it was going to be, but they'll give us a little something else to see. We've also got a new clock on the screen. It's in the lower right, and it has something I've been wanting to have all along, the date with it. Now this is a little upgrade from Flip Clock 79, so I hope that will be satisfactory to all of you. So where my son lives in Seoul, South Korea, it's 8:10 p.m. In London, it's just after noon. In Mumbai, it's 4:40 in the afternoon, and in Sydney, 9:11 p.m. We've already got some plane spotters out here this morning. I don't know if we can see them through this. They're sitting on top of their Jeep, kind of through the sunroof, and my camera's not focusing. Oh, well, yeah, there they are. So that's a good place to hang out and watch planes come in. We're not seeing any at the moment. We're here at DFW Founders Plaza, which is the spot to watch aircraft take off and land. Here in the northwest corner of the second biggest airport, the second busiest airport in the world. And we've got one other not meteorological, but perhaps astronomical thing to see as the sun rises over there. We swing all the way around here. There is our friend, the moon. Let's see how close we can get without defocusing here. And believe me, when the airplanes start showing up, I'll shift over to that. I think we're just past the full stage here. Trying to get it centered. Not as easy as it looks, folks. When you zoom into it that far, the moon is actually moving. Oh, yeah, get some crater action there. Yeah, we are at DFW Airport. We're not on the moon. We're not in outer space. Daniel is saying good morning from Dusseldorf. And let's see, who else is here? We've got Raina Taylor. Back in North Texas, I presume, after her triumphant journey to the Special Olympics USA Games in Orlando. A multiple medal winner. And John Franco is saying this time of year South Korea tends to have similar weather compared to Texas and Tennessee, I guess he's saying there. So we've got all sorts of things going on this morning other than airplanes right at the moment. So let's get back in the groove here. We do have, getting back to Earth here, UPS MD-11, which is lighting up the radar, which is outbound. Now there's 1, 2, 3 tri-jets there. 2 of them just came in, so I'm guessing that one of them will be going out before too long. So we will be we'll be on the lookout for that. There on camera 2 is the east tower of DFW Airport. And as the morning progresses, we can switch over there and we'll be able to see planes going across the bridge from the east side to the west side, or vice versa. Daniel wants to know what model camera are we using. Well, for our primary shot, we got 2 Panasonic cameras. Our primary one is an HC VX 870. And our secondary one is, I can't remember what the model is. It's the base model of consumer Panasonic camcorder, which is what you're looking at right there. Morris Reddick saying another hot one today and tomorrow, around 100 degrees. And yeah, that's why we're here in the morning. It's a little muggy today. The thermometer that we have here with us says 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Morris over on the other side of town. And Raina's checking in again with her medal count, 2 silver and a bronze. And we'd love to see them, Raina, or you can email us a photo of or some video. Our email address is runwaydfw@gmail.com for anybody who wants to check in with us. Well, not a lot going on right now, is there? But as we look towards the other side of the airport, we did have also, while we were setting up, we had the morning flight from Tokyo come in on Japan Airlines, and you can see it there parked at the International Terminal D. Dwayne is saying, I like the new clock with the date. I like it because when I record these things for my archives, I've got a pretty clear picture of when and where, or I know where it was taken, when the images were taken, in case you have to match it up with some some other data that you're looking for if you're trying to look back in the archives. So anyway, I'll miss Flip Clock 79. We may bring it back now and again, but I think this works out okay. Okay, so we've got a flight coming in now here on the west side on runway 18 right. It's going to be the morning flight from Sao Paulo, Brazil, American flight 962. This will be a 787-9 Dreamliner. And it'll be coming in. I just see it now. We've parked ourselves. I'm trying different spots here at Founders Plaza because the internet connection can vary just by a few feet sometimes. So I'm trying to find the sweet spot where we can broadcast without interruption. What you're looking at there is a public binocular, which is in our way. This is not the ideal spot for broadcasting, but where we had been doing it, which is a little less obstructed, we've been running into all sorts of problems. There's the Founders Plaza monument there in the foreground. Almost looked like it was landing in slow motion. That is a 5-year-old Dreamliner touching down after a 9-hour and 36-minute jaunt from the southern hemisphere. 5,112 miles. Now it's just got a brief taxi over to the Terminal D to complete its mission. And you can see as we zoom down there, it's just a little bit hazy. And I don't know if that's Sahara dust or just normal conditions. Sometimes I question whether this is the world's busiest airport or not. Seems very peaceful right now. Statue of young children pretending to be airplanes with a radar tower and a gigantic flag behind them. I don't think I can pick it out of my camera over here, but there's a guy who brought a, it's kind of like a rocking chair. I've never seen one. It's just rocking back and forth, taking it all in. There's absolutely nothing in the sky coming this way within 10 or 15 miles of us right now. So how's that for action, folks? We're looking at a statue. Emery wants to know, which runway are we spotting from? Well, DFW Founders Plaza, which is where we are, is, let me take this out a little bit, we'll see the sunrise. At least I see the sunrise. You can see it's a little obscured there as it rises, but Emery, we are, there are 7 runways here at DFW Airport. We are overlooking runways 18 right and 18 left on the west side of the airport. They are parallel to one another, and they run north and south. There are 3 parallel runways over on the east side of the airport. And this is Delta Flight 732. It's going to be on its way to Los Angeles. It's an A320. And there are 2, I guess they'd call them crosswind runways on either side of the airport. They kind of run diagonally. And they're not used as often. They're kind of used as overflow runways most of the time, the crosswind runways. And because there are so many places to land and take off here, sometimes they shut down this side or that side, or one strip or the other, so that maintenance can be performed or checks can be made.
Tower Delta 732 is Golf, approaching Whiskey Golf for takeoff, 18 left right for departure.
And despite its modern appearance, this plane is no spring chicken.
32, line up from wait, runway 18 left.
The 20th century bird dating back to 1992. And based on the last 2 letters of its N number, I'm going to say it once belonged to Northwest Airlines.
732, clear takeoff, 18 left.
Daniel from Dusseldorf is was kind enough to invite me to his plane spotting event over there in Germany next month, and maybe some of you on here can attend. I was unfortunately unable to make arrangements. Maybe next year. I hope so. Sounds like great fun. Hang out, watch planes, and especially in a place you've never been. I've never been to Germany. I've only been to the UK. My wife spent some time in Germany. Mrs. Runway DFW. She enjoyed it. She especially liked the beer. I remember her telling me the beer had this kind of creaminess that
Departure Delta 732, see ya.
that even the same brand of beer doesn't exhibit here in the U.S. Waters is checking in from the UK. Speaking of the UK, hello to you, Waters. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Runway DFW. Runway DFW is approaching its 4,000th subscriber. We're not quite there yet, but we're marching toward that goal with your help. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will give that some consideration. Haven't seen any new subscribers this morning. But if you do, while we're on the air, you'll get a little celebration notification up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Ed Chilcote is checking in from Wilmington, North Carolina. Good morning, Ed. A little earlier there, an hour earlier. We appreciate your being on board with us. And yes, this is an airport channel. We do see airplanes coming and going. But right now it's very quiet. I think we've got, as you can see, some inspection vehicles that are patrolling the west side of the airport here. They're doing their regular checks, making sure things are A-OK for planes to land, make sure there's no debris that can get in the way. And we've got Tim Bell on board from Yorkshire in the UK. Good morning, Tim, or good afternoon, I should say, to you. That's the nice thing about going on at these odd times when people in the U.S. may not be wide awake. We've got people from around the world who are checking in. But Iowa too. Good morning to you, Shirley Wheeler. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Ed is saying DFW is my favorite airport. I haven't been to a great many airports, at least not recently. I haven't done a lot of traveling. The last time I was on an airplane was in 2016, I want to say, when I went to see my son over across the pond in Seoul. Everybody wants to know, when is the Japan Airlines flight scheduled to depart? And I want to say, I know it's. I haven't looked at the rundown schedule. Normally, we've got that plane taking off and then another one arriving from Tokyo just at about the same time. I think it's in the 8 o'clock hour here, so that would put it at let's see, 6:32. Probably in the next 90 minutes, I would say. And you might have seen down there behind the JAL flight, looks like we've got some Sun Country action. You see 3 Sun Country planes there. One of them is taxiing, and my recollection is that one's headed to Cancun. Pretty laid back here this morning, I would say. I'm still seeing an MD-11 I'm giving you a wide shot here. Well, I will be in a second as soon as I push the button. Not a good idea to go from one wide shot to another, but there you see 3 MD-11s parked at the UPS hub here just south of us, and one of them is lit up on the radar. Oh, I take that back. It's not lit up on the radar anymore. So who knows? We're going to try to take a look at a flight coming in on the east side. This will be American Eagle Flight 3177 from Colombia. Not the country. But I'm not clear if that's Columbia, Missouri or Columbia, South Carolina. Probably South Carolina. And because it's landing on the east side, that's about... we'll be losing sight of it momentarily. And it's gone. And that's it. Good night, everybody. No. There's more. There's much more. Just hang out. I promise we'll have more. Daniel's saying we're missing the MD-11s at Frankfurt as Lufthansa has decided to change their whole fleet to the 777s. The last one was sold to Western Global. Yeah. I think I remember seeing some video. Maybe it was one of your videos of one of the final Lufthansa MD-11 flights. Yeah, we're kind of lucky to be able to see them still here. There are still a couple of DC-10s, or I guess they upgraded them to MD-10s, I think is what they called them. But they're the ones that don't have the winglets, and I think FedEx has 3 of them left in the fleet. We were lucky enough to catch one when we were in Austin a month or 2 ago, and yeah, but I think the last one of the original DC-10 types is on its way out as of, I think, this year or next year, I can't remember, but they're being retired finally. But they've had a long run. I mean, I would say the airlines got their value out of that bird. Here's that Sun Country plane, which I think is on its way to Cancun. Yes, it is. It's a 737-800, but it's, I guess because they're still doing runway inspections over here, typically it would take off from this side, the west side of the airport, but it's headed over to the east. So it's going to cross a bridge where we won't be able to see it. Take off from yonder, and normally we can see the Dallas skyline back there. It's pretty hazy this morning. Pick out a couple buildings. Got some emergency vehicle action coming up on this side as some American Airlines planes come and go from their hangar area. And we see this fairly regularly. And of course the airport has its own fire department and police agency. No idea where it's going. What happened to my scanner? I haven't been hearing any. Oh, that's me, sorry. I haven't heard any air traffic control. Do I have it? No, it's working. Okay. There goes another American Airlines jet over to the east side. Daniel's got a tidbit of information. According to the ICAO, the fire department must be able to reach every corner of the airfield within 180 seconds. And Embry is pointing out that DFW is a hub for American Airlines, for those of you who don't know. And statistically, I think it's upward of 85%, it's between 85 and 90% of the air traffic here at DFW is related to American Airlines or American Eagle. The headquarters of American Airlines is just to the south of us here in Fort Worth. And American is the No questions asked dominant airline here at DFW. And as we always like to say that American has exclusive dominion over 3 of the 5 terminals.
5,000 on the left, 0 on the center, 51 in the right. Temperature's high, we're going to have to cool her down a little bit before we bring her over. It's at 85. And then no security and a dirty airplane.
So I guess that indicates that our scanner is working after all. So Danny is saying those ENY call signs and SKW call signs are all American Airlines. Well, there's American and American Eagle. And American Eagle is operated by several different carriers, one of them being Envoy, which is an American Airlines subsidiary. Then there's a few others that are not. Here comes a flight from Honolulu. It's a 777, American Flight 102. And that is our second 20th century plane of the morning. That particular model dates back to 1999. 777-223ER. Coming in from the island after the Big Island. Well, Honolulu's not on the Big Island, is it? That was almost a 7-hour trip. It will be 7 hours by the time they get parked at the terminal. We'd also like to welcome in John Walters from Manchester in the UK. Good morning to you. Welcome into our little shindig here on a Thursday morning. Here is a Martinair flight. Sometimes these don't even show up. This one's going to Abilene, Texas. It's a little cargo carrier. A Cessna Super Cargo Master 208B. And I'm going to guess this one dates back to the 20th century as well. Don't have an age on that one in our database. So your guess is as good as mine. So a little excitement for you here on Runway DFW. Danny Rubel, hello from Rotterdam. Rotterdam is in the Netherlands. We know that Rotterdam is in the Netherlands, Donnie. Of course we do. Wheel in a Chair is with us. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us here on Runway DFW. We've got a flight coming in on the east side from Jacksonville. There it is. because of the sun position, we pretty much just get silhouettes as we view the planes coming in this morning. It was a little cloudier. A cloudier day is better for us, really, because it gives us a better view in the mornings. In the afternoons, not a problem because the sun is behind us. We've got American Flight 2272. This will be an A321 coming in from Oklahoma City. It's coming in on our side, so hooray for us. And we've got DJ Paisa. Hello from Australia. Good morning to you, DJ. Thanks for joining us. Late at night over where you are. So we're glad you can share our morning with your evening. That flight again coming in from Oklahoma City, just to the north of us. Not a very long trip, just 32 minutes. Raina saying, I'm glad your bronchitis is over, Walt. You sound much better. Well, it's kind of hanging in there. I didn't get much sleep last night on account of coughing. And I had a crazy dream. Is this the time to tell you what my dream is? It was kind of like a nightmare, actually. I was in the dream. I was setting up my equipment to broadcast from, like we are right now. And so I'm setting up my equipment, and for some reason I'm not here. I'm not at the airport plaza, but I'm at like a gas station or something away from the airport. Maybe because the signal was better or something. I don't know. But so I'm setting up, and I look up in the sky. And here comes a Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, which is a plane you don't ever see anymore. I think there's only one active model left in the world. And but I'm setting up my camera, and I can't get a picture of it. I can't. It goes by so fast. I don't even have time to whip out my camera phone. And so and then I woke up, and I was very disappointed that I wasn't able to get that shot. And I think that's the nightmare of any photographer, is missing a shot, missing a big shot. It kind of reminded me of the days when I started in broadcasting in TV news, and we were using film. And one nice thing about film is you always knew when the camera was on, because it made a noise, it made a mechanical noise. So, you know, if you, like with a video camera, sometimes you hit the button and, you know, it just toggles on and off, and you're not sure if you're actually recording unless you look at the little dot on the screen. But with film, you were never sure about the exposure, because you didn't know what you had until you developed the film. So that was always kind of nightmarish, going back to the station with this can of film that you hoped had what you had taken pictures of. Most of the time it did. Sometimes you'd forget to put the filter in for daylight or for tungsten, which is artificial light, and you'd have to color correct it as you went on the air. And here's a good question from Daniel. I wonder why you were not sending an HD because you have a 4K camera. Can get the stream only in 720p, and that is one of our issues here where we are. This is the best spot to watch planes from, but it's not the best spot to get a secure internet signal from. I've tried 1080p. In fact, we tried it last week, or one of our last broadcasts, either the last one or the one before that, and it started out okay, and then it just deteriorated into a series of still pictures. So we had to shut down that stream and start up again in 720p. So until I've got a better situation as far as our internet connection goes, I'm probably going to avoid 1080 until such time. So that's a technical thing. I want your pictures to look as good as they can, and if you're seeing a series of still images instead of a motion picture, then that's not what I want to bring you. So that answers the question, Daniel. I don't know. You may have better hotspot technology where you are than we've got here. Here comes American Eagle Flight 3647 from Abilene in Texas. It's an Embraer 145. And it's landing on runway 18 right. I know some people like to watch radar on their phones or on their computers or on their tablets while they watch a stream like this. I know I do that all the time when I'm watching any airport channel. It's kind of fun to follow along. And there's a lot of times that we'll have visitors here at Runway DFW kind of clue me into things that are coming in that I have overlooked. We won't overlook this one. This is coming in from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's UPS flight 9837. It's going to be a 757. And that is an aircraft type which we do not see other than freight flights. We don't see any passenger 757s here. I think Delta still operates those, and probably some other airlines. And there it is, about to go behind the binoculars. Here at Founders Plaza. And as I explained earlier, we're in a little kind of an obstructed position as far as seeing the planes coming in. But that's because we're trying to find a place where we get a solid internet connection. And that, my friends, is another 20th century aircraft. This one's 31 years old. And it's going to make a right turn, and then it'll make a U-turn eventually as it taxis up here to the UPS Dallas-Fort Worth headquarters. Got another regional flight coming in, but I think we'll follow this one along. In the foreground, we've got another Martin cargo flight coming in from the right-hand side. And that's going to be another 20th century aircraft, 25 years old. It'll be a Cessna 208B Super Cargo Master. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. We have two aircraft of different types from the last century. Emery saying, I fly through DFW Airport a lot from College Station for layovers. Hope you catch me one day. Well, if you're watching, let us know. We'll watch out for your aircraft. We see College Station planes here all the time. I was trying to catch that plane's underbelly as it landed. Switch over here to see this American Airlines flight coming in from Chicago O'Hare. That's flight 328, 737-800. Meanwhile, this 757 we've been watching is putting into its parking space as it comes in from Tulsa. So now that plane in the foreground is also a 757, that N411 UP, 33-year-old aircraft. So here we have the lineup at UPS headquarters. We've got two 757s and we've got three MD-11s. We've got two small cargo planes now headed out, one behind the other. apparently with different destinations in mind. This Martin Super Cargo Master is headed to Palestine. It's a 25-year-old plane. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't know. Curious to know where Palestine is. Not seeing it on the radar here. No. We finally have some action going on here at the north side of runway 18 left. That is up, and now we have our radar is going crazy here. We've got American Flight 1794 headed to Los Angeles. Well, that was kind of a similar shot, wasn't it? This is 737-800. And as this gets ready to take off, we've got an American Flight 2862 coming in from Wichita, Kansas. That'll be an A319, and so they may be crossing paths as this flight revs up. Comes that Wichita flight. Should be seeing it momentarily from the left. There it is.
American 1794. Cross 20, right? Altitude 65 on the bridge, level 83.
Emery's gone. We are glad to see you with us, and thanks for hanging out with us, Emery. Pandemonium says, I love to see these live videos, especially when I'm not over there at work. What do you do, Pandemonium, if I might ask? George Ragsdale saying good morning from Dallas, not too far away. Get ready for a warm one here. Jason Sid, we've got that terrible squelch. Jason Sid saying, hi guys, lovely airport. Good to see you here. Breezy is here saying good morning, everyone. And also Allison Bowers. Good morning to you, Allison. Happy to see you here with us on Runway DFW. We are looking at another arrival coming at us from behind, or from in front of the sun, I guess you should say. This will be American Eagle Flight 3262 coming at us from San Angelo, Texas after a 43-minute flight. A CRJ 700. And you would have seen it if I had punched up the camera. I got a little ahead of myself there, folks. Sorry about that. I'll have to talk to my technical director about that. Well, while we got a moment to contemplate things here, why don't we reintroduce ourselves to those who are just joining us right here. On the Runway DFW network.
Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW in color. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
Hey everyone, we're still with you, and we're still taking pictures, and I should probably get that logo off of there, huh? That way we can see some airplanes. Like this one. Yeah, that one. That's what we like to see. It's coming in from Stillwater, Oklahoma. American Eagle Flight 3706 and Embraer 145. Right there for you. That's just typical, the action you'll see here on Runway DFW. Good morning to you. It's 7:10 a.m. as you can see on our newly refurbished clock. That is Central Daylight Time here in the USA. And we're looking for planes. We've got one coming in from Waco now, Waco, Texas, which is just another one of those short jaunts to the south of us. After 31 minutes in the air, this is American Eagle Flight 3512 and Embraer 145 LR for you on Runway DFW. Daniel loves the 70s style intro here at Runway DFW. Glad you appreciate it. I like it. But I'm old. Laura Coyle is saying hello to you. Hello very much. Hello very much. Hello. Pandemonium is letting us. I asked him what he does. Oh, and there's a subscription. Robert the Dude 70 just subscribed. Thank you, Robert the Dude 70. That puts us a little closer to our current goal of 4,000 subscribers. And I'll get back to Pandemonium's story in just a second here. We got another plane coming in. It's one of American's longer narrow body flights. Flight 817. It's an A320 coming in from Anchorage after just about a 6-hour flight. So anyway, Pandemonium was saying, I work for Tail to Tail for Envoy under American Airlines. I take the bags from American, which work on the big planes, to American Eagle. Okay. That sounds like a very, like a job which can take a lot out of you on a hot day like this. So I hope you're somewhere cool right now. Kylo Ren Radio saying, as a 70s kid, that intro music rocks. So there's a little more of it for you. Uncle Car Guy saying, is there a UPS heading out today, Walt? Well, we've had one of these MD-11 stuck on the radar for about an hour now, so that may be an anomaly. I haven't looked at the flight schedule, so I'm not sure what to expect. Normally we would have at least one coming or going. And speaking of coming or going, that was American Eagle Flight 3297 coming in from Manhattan, Kansas. The CRJ 700 aircraft, dating back 16 years. I was making the mistake of looking at my computer screen as I was trying to watch this plane lift off. In my computer screen, there's a delay between that and the live feed from my viewfinder, so I got thrown a little off by that. Robert the Dude 70, I just subscribed to you. I'm up north in Minnesota. So thank you, Robert the Dude 70. Much appreciated. We're glad to have you as a part of the Runway DFW family. I think you'll enjoy things here.
3597, 2000, 1662. 0 on that heading.
Daniel's on the way out because they're having a bank holiday over there in Germany, in his region. Enjoy those outdoor activities. Yeah, you can't stare at a screen all day on a nice day. So thank you for joining us, Daniel. We enjoy your streams very much and hope you'll come back and see us. Some more regional action for you here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, always sounds very formal and old-fashioned. That is American Eagle flight coming in from Corpus Christi in Texas on the Texas Gulf Coast. Anyway, Uncle Car Guy was saying the MD-11 is lighting up on Flight Rider, head out to Louisville. Typically, that's where the tri-jets come and go from is Louisville, which is the primary cargo hub for UPS. Our next incoming flight here. We haven't had any takeoffs in a while except for little cargo planes. But our next incoming flight is coming in from another Texas outpost of Harlingen. I think you're seeing a Spirit jet coming over the bridge here. So we should be seeing that taking off on this side. So our next arrival is going to be CRJ 700 American Eagle Flight 3211 from Harlingen. And that's been in the air for about an hour and 13 minutes. And here it comes on Runway DFW. I'm going to go get my bottle of water out of the car, so hang on for a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I've had a sip, and there is Spirit Airlines flight 207. It's on its way to Los Angeles. That's an A320. I've Kind of lost track of where Spirit Airlines, where the bidding war for Spirit Airlines has gone. We had what, Frontier and JetBlue looking to merge with Spirit. I think the last I read, I thought that JetBlue had made a new and better offer, but I don't know where that stands at the moment.
28 left at Whiskey.
Good morning to you, Austin Swafford. I'm doing well today, thank you. I've got about another 90 minutes of broadcasting, assuming that our stream holds up, before I've got to go back to work, my real work. And Uncle Car Guy wants to know if he can see the UPS terminal. We'll get to that in a minute. We've been keeping an eye on the UPS terminal. That was American Eagle Flight 3138 coming in from Laredo in South Texas, and now for Uncle Car Guy's benefit, we'll swing around to the UPS terminal. And there you see in the background there are two 757s, one of which came in while we were on the air from Tulsa, I think it was, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we have a total of 3 MD-11s on board here today. There's the one that's closest to us with the West Air Traffic Control Tower in the background. But we've also got these two guys over here. And the cargo doors are open on those. We did have two of those come in this morning as we were getting set up. We got here a little after 5, about 5:15, I would say. And those two came in the dark. So we're hoping that this third one is going to make a run to Louisville later this morning. In the meantime, we've got a flight coming in from San Antonio. It's American Airlines Flight 2342, San Antonio in Texas. And you may have seen, just go through your picture there, a Sun West plane, or Sun Country, I'm sorry. I recognize that livery. different from its all-purple livery. I haven't seen that one before. This one's on its way to Cancun in Mexico. It's a 737-800. It's an 11-year-old bird. And the sun is glinting off Sun Country. As we have a flight from Lubbock, Texas coming in overhead. That would have been American Eagle 5877. So yeah, is that a new livery for Sun Country, or am I just uninformed? Or maybe it's an old livery, I don't know. I think Sun Country does just a seasonal service here at DFW. And it seems like most of their flights go to Cancun. I think I've seen some coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul. So maybe this is an intermediary stop. That is American Flight 2563, a 737-800 coming in from Austin, Texas, the capital of this here state. And Morris is saying that's Sun Country's new livery as of a couple of years ago, so it's not exactly new, but thanks for that update. Because I always get the old livery. At a glance, it kind of looks like Southwest Airlines, and that's primarily purple. Rick Hersom, thank you very much for subscribing to Runway DFW. We're happy to have you on board. As we inch our way, we claw and inch our way towards 4,000 subscribers. Our next goal. And we're so happy to have all of you here. We know you all like to watch planes coming and going, and I've told the story many times, but the reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to see planes taking off and landing from DFW, which is, you know, my neighborhood airport. Well, I live about 50 miles away, but that was a flight from El Paso coming in, American Eagle flight coming in from El Paso, flight 5820. This one again is on its way to, did I even say, San Diego. Oh, did you see that polar Polar aircraft there. That snuck in on us. That usually comes in from Cincinnati, I believe. Trying to find it now. That Polar DHL. But it landed on the other side of the airport. And yeah, that's from coming in from Cincinnati, 767. Now we have a DFW Airport ambulance on its way over to the east side. It is getting a bit hazy here. And if you hear some engines in the background, you are right. It is the whine of not one, not two, but three engines of this UPS MD-11. And I didn't see your note, Uncle Car Guy, but thank you for alerting us. I would have seen it. And also Danny alerted us to that. So good, we'll get to see a tri-jet push back. Hopefully it'll take off from this side of the airport. Sometimes they send it over to the east side. I'd say, in my experience here, it's probably about a 50-50 chance we'll see it take off from this side of the airport. And Morris is alerting us to the fact that we'll be seeing a UPS A300 coming in the next few minutes. And now it's on the move. As the wind kind of picks up here a bit. And we'll get to see this in its full glory momentarily. As it passes one of its brother MDs. And it's about to pass by another one. now smell that jet fuel wafting its way. The wind is blowing directly in my direction from the back of that aircraft. So it's always fun to see an MD-11 in the morning. This one again on its way to Louisville. We're about to flip over now to watch the A300 come in from Palm Beach. This one's going to be a 20-year-old A300 F4. And you're watching it on Runway DFW. Have we asked you to like and subscribe to our channel yet? I will do that. There comes that big old bird. So if you're a fan of UPS aircraft, you have found the right place, my friends. Let's see if it makes a right turn onto runway 18 left, or if it just keeps trucking over to the east side. Based upon its current trajectory, I'm going to say east side. Unfortunately. Our focus kind of failed us there. Well, here comes that A300. Maybe that'll make up for it a little bit. And from this position here at DFW Founders Plaza, this is as close as we get to aircraft. So we're always happy we can get such a nice close look at these cargo planes. And share these pictures with you all around the world. Morning, crew. I hope they don't hit the accelerator or else we're doomed. So it's pulling into that space there. We often see the UPS 747s parked there. I'm a pangolin saying, watching this morning from home, but DFW is my base. Any DFW specific questions for an airline pilot, let me know. Oh boy, where do we start? Start asking questions. And we welcome, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Rauna Kandarni. I am first time on this channel. We're glad to have you with us, and I apologize for mispronouncing your name. My last name is Zwirko, and it's spelled Z-W-I-R-K-O, and people look at that and they say, they typically don't pronounce it correctly because it's really kind of simple to pronounce, I guess, if you look at it, but they see all those, Z and a W and a K, and they try to, what do we got here? Hold on a second. Oh, that is our UPS MD-11 that we saw now taking off, or just taking off from the east side. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and you see the plane goes almost at a 45-degree angle as it takes off. So sorry I didn't get to it sooner. I'm now inhaling the fumes of the jet fumes from that A300. So Ronak, I should call you Ronak, and I apologize for that. Thank you. Skiing Ian 253, great channel, love spotting UPS cargo. Well, this is a good place to see it. I guess if you were in Louisville, you'd have an even better opportunity to spot UPS cargo planes, but this is not bad. We've got coming in now an Ameriflight from Athens, Texas, I'm going to guess. It's an Embraer 120ER Brasilia. I don't think I've seen this one before. This is a cargo flight. Although it looks like it has those passenger aircraft windows on it. I can't, maybe they're painted over. But that's a 2 hour and 34-minute flight, so I'm going to guess that's from Athens, Georgia. And that's yet another 20th century aircraft there, dating back 32 years to January of 1990. Our hacker is saying, good morning, Walt. The air looks a little thick. Humidity about 70%. I'm going to say about 170%. I think that would be more accurate as far as the humidity goes here today. Yeah, we're headed up to another 100-degree day. So we'll get out while the getting is good. Ian Child joins us from the UK. Hello to all, and hello to you, Ian. Good afternoon to you, I should say. Approaching tea time, no? Not quite. I guess tea time is mid-afternoon. And we've got Randy Quinones. Good morning. Greetings from Miami. My first time viewing your channel. Great spotting in those UPS aircraft, and we're glad to have you with us, Randy. Hope you will sign up with our, subscribe to our channel. And hey, this is probably a good time. It's a little quiet here right now. We'll do our appeal to you. Yes, fly first class with us right here at Runway DFW. We welcome your contributions to our little shindig. If you go to streamlabs.com/runwaydfw, you can tip us, buy us a cup of coffee, help us with streaming expenses, if my mouth will work. And that helps us out a lot. And you can either make a one-time donation, or on that page, streamlabs.com/runwaydfw, you can even make a recurring payment to help us in our efforts. So, go to streamlabs.com/runwaydfw, give us a hand here at Runway DFW, and we thank you in advance for your kind assistance. There. It's hard for me to do these appeals, but it helps me out a lot. So thank you in advance. And if you do go to that location and make a donation, you can, you'll see your name pop up there. Just like Jock Dye has just subscribed to our channel. Thank you. And if you make a contribution at streamlabs.com/runwaydfw, you'll see a little fireworks up there in the upper left-hand corner. So we've had a number of new subscribers today. Let me greet them all here. We've got Nick Lamb, Great Commission Missionary, Robert the Dude 70, Danielle Gaglio, Christian Orfan, Rick Hersom, Luis Martinez, Round Canundri, I know I said that wrong, sorry, and Jack Dye. So thanks to all of you for subscribing this morning, or whatever time zone it is, wherever you may be. I'm a Pangolin saying this is the best quality on the stream that I've seen. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm going to mark this spot in chalk. I know exactly where we are, and so hopefully we can reproduce this. This is the best. This is the least I've worried about our signal in quite a while. Now we're only broadcasting in 720p currently, which is not the highest quality possible that we can do, but it's the highest that seems to be reliable around here at this location. My internet provider has assured me that they're working on towers in this area and that we should be seeing a more reliable internet signal soon, and so I keep coming out here and hoping that's the case, and maybe that has happened. So it's quiet again. Did my voice go up like that? Why did my voice do that? It's quiet again here at DFW Airport. Wes Westbrook doing a little cheerleading for us. Hit the like button. 124 now. That's good. That's really good. Thank you. And we get Vince Las Vegas is here with us. Top of the day, Walt. Agreed. Looking great. Nice new time and date indicator. Thank you. Yeah, I was sorry to see Flip Clock 79 go away, but we'll see. What do we got here? We've got coming in from Querétaro in Mexico. It's an American Airlines A319 flight 1924. Somil saying 125 likes. Congratulations, Walt. Thank you, Somil. That's very gratifying. We are up to 84 degrees Fahrenheit here. I keep meaning to bring a Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion table here with us so I can be a little more illuminating to our international visitors. There you see off in the distance Japan Airlines flight to Tokyo pushing back from the gate. I don't think it has Greystar radar yet. Oh yes, it has. So this one will be going off to Narita Airport in Tokyo. It's flight 6713. 787-9. And that particular aircraft is 4 years old. William Zilko saying hopefully we'll fly to DFW one day on the nonstop from Sydney by Qantas. I hope you will too. I would like to go in the other direction. Sorry you missed out on the flights from on the A380. Of course, Qantas stopped flying those here at the start of the pandemic. But Qantas has reestablished service here with Dreamliners, and we've seen a bunch of them. We were here for the return of Qantas a couple months ago. That was fun. A lot of people here to see that. Mike Lee, I'm flying out to Japan on American Airlines July 13th. Make sure you live stream so I can wave at you from the plane. If I can be here, I will. I don't know what day of the week that is or what time you're leaving, but sure would like to be able to wave goodbye to you. I generally can be here on weekdays early in the mornings. I've got to be at work by 9:30, but fortunately I can work remotely, so all I have to do is find myself a Starbucks, and there's one, 5 minutes away, and I'm off. I'm ready to go. Thought we'd see get you some cargo being unloaded here from the A300. Misha K just subscribed to our channel. Thank you, Misha. Glad to have you with us. We've got a good crowd this morning, and I think you'll find the people in our chat room to be very gracious and kind and friendly. Matthew Presley with a comment about Quick Trip International a few days ago. That was actually Omni Air International, a relatively small airline that operates charter and Department of Defense flights. And yeah, if you look back in our Runway DFW archives, you'll be able to see a little bit we put about that together with it. I think it was a Saturday morning we were here, and the flight came in, and I looked at it, and it said Quick Trip International on it, and it had, and Quick Trip, for those of you who don't know, is a regional convenience store chain, also known as QT, and it said on the engines there were QT logos. And so it was kind of mysterious, but it turns out it was Omni Air International, and Omni Air, on its website it says, well, we can rebrand our planes for you. And now pushing back is another UPS 757. This one on its way to Ontario, California. In the meantime, we're seeing a United aircraft. This one's going to San Francisco. So we've got finally some aircraft activity for you here on Runway DFW. This will be an A319, and it doesn't have anything in its way, so I think it's just going to blast off here. What do you think? The 17-year-old A319 on its way to the city by the bay. So in the background, that JAL Dreamliner still getting in position to taxi up here to the north side. Matthew adding both Omni and Quick Trip are Tulsa, Oklahoma based companies, so there's a bit of corporate romance going on there, he postulates. And Morris is saying this 757 should more than likely go out on the right side, or on the west side, I should say, to the west coast. That's how they normally do it. And that is how they normally do it. They do switch things around a bit here at DFW. Apple has just informed me that my new iPad is shipping out. They had a nice trade-in deal, so figured I'd upgrade to the latest model. It's not an Air or a Pro, it's just the regular iPad. I find it to be very, very useful. I use it to play, on this broadcast, I use it to play as my source of music. But I'm real happy with my iPad. I was an Android and Windows guy for a number of years. I had an iPhone, I think it was 4S. I had a 3GS and then a 4S, and then I flipped over to the Android side for a few years with some Motorola and Google phones. And now I'm back firmly in the Apple camp. With a Mac Mini desktop and a Mac laptop and an iPhone and an iPad. So I think the only thing I don't have is I don't have a watch. Not really interested in a watch. I have a watch, but it's pretty basic. And I don't have Apple TV because I've got all sorts of I've got every other variety of streaming device imaginable. So there we go. A 757. Again, we don't see any passenger 757s here at the big airport, so it's always good to see these birds. This one is 31 years old, dating back to September of 1990. So we have been seeing a lot of 20th century aircraft here today. Our hacker saying, now that's what an airplane should look like. And Tony's saying it would be really good if you could swap easier between Apple's, Windows, Android without having to go all in on the ecosystem. That was kind of my my philosophy for a while. But Apple just makes things so darn easy. I mean, I sit down at the Starbucks and I can plug my iPad into my MacBook, and all of a sudden I have a second screen. It's almost seamless. Oh, it is seamless. There's a Japan Airlines flight, the Dreamliner, that's headed out to Narita. And we've got an Alaska Airlines flight behind that, and a Frontier Airlines flight behind that, and we've got the UPS flight waiting to take off. So we've got a lot of activity here on runway 18 left. And who's going to go first? Looks like we're gonna get Mr. UPS to take off first for Ontario, California. So plenty of action in the next few minutes for you here on Runway DFW. Here's a question for our pilot, if our pilot is still online. Do freight aircraft take off at a steeper angle than passenger aircraft? Waters is, oh, well, I didn't mean to put that up, but Waters, hello to you. Morris is saying the morning push is starting. Yes, it is. Oh, there's our pilot, Ima. No AA in line, kind of ironic. Yeah, we normally get our fill of American Airlines flights. Well, we've got one coming in right now from Austin. I think that's our second one of the day. But we'll keep our eye on the Japan Airlines flight. And our friend Michelle RS joins us. Sorry, Michelle RS. Hello to you, and hello to everyone. Thanks for joining us. And Matthew's telling us about cargo flights. No, it just depends on the loading. The 757 climbs like a bat out of HE double hockey sticks, no matter what. And I don't know, I find that the MD-11s kind of do the same thing. But I'm not a pilot, so I don't know. We've got another UPS flight coming in from Austin. This will be a 767. It'll be here momentarily. Perhaps it will be landing as this big Dreamliner is taking off. Jack the Cat saying Founders Plaza DFW used to be my second home. I do miss DFW, so thanks for the live action. We're glad to bring it to you. Here's the 767 arriving from Austin, Texas, the capital of this here state. One would expect, I'm no pilot, but I would expect that this will use a lot of runway since it's got a long flight ahead of it and it's topped off with fuel for that long flight. And it is probably not going to go up at a 45-degree angle, I would guess. So we have Alaska, flight 287, headed to Seattle, 737-900. This is the Alaska flight is headed to Seattle. And we got a Frontier flight behind that headed to Las Vegas.
Echo Alpha, hold short 18 left, American 809. Oh, sir, we're American 809, we're parking by side.
Lose it? I think I did. Sorry. The Frontier flight features Marshall, the ring-tailed cat, on its tail. There's Marshall. That UPS 767 made a quick jaunt up to its base here as the Frontier flight starts to roll. Meanwhile, back over on runway 18 left, we've got a big old Dreamliner. This is American Flight 127. I'm sorry, it's not a Dreamliner, it's a, what am I saying? It's a 777. That is headed to Seoul. That's the kind of aircraft I flew on. That was the last time I flew. It was to Seoul, and it was on a 777. I thought American had been flying Dreamliners on that route. There's a medical emergency coming in. And I'm a pangolin saying watch her to land on 18 left. So, let us see. The plane that's coming in now seems to be a regularly scheduled flight from Silao in Mexico, which you'll see there on your screen momentarily, that A319 there. We will watch the big 777 head off to Korea. And we'll keep our eyes peeled for any emergency arrivals. Sean London is asking, how hot is Dallas today? It sounds like something you hear on the old Johnny Carson show with Ed McMahon saying, how hot is it? Right now it's 83 degrees on our thermometer here at our position, but we are on our way to another, I think, 100-degree day. It's fair to say. We are awaiting the arrival of what was described to us as a medical emergency flight. The next one that appears on the radar is a scheduled flight from American Airlines, Flight 1034, coming in from Guadalajara in Mexico. So we'll be on the lookout. Uncle Pat, good morning to you from Tyler, Texas. He's got an L1011 TriStar badge on his for himself. I mentioned that aircraft earlier this morning, probably before you tuned in. I was talking about a dream I had of setting up for a broadcast and then seeing that before I had my camera ready. An L1011 TWA. Now why that, I don't know, those don't exist anymore, but for some reason in my dream it did. So, which was why it was such a disappointment to not see it. MF, who's a subscriber, just moved to Fort Worth from Las Vegas. Hot there too, but without the humidity. Yikes, yes. I think the last time my wife and I were in Las Vegas, it was we went to the Hoover Dam, for a tourist visit, and she was about ready to pass out. I was okay, but she just couldn't, it was just really having an impact on her, that dry heat. But of course we live here in Texas, which has the damp heat. Making sure I didn't miss anybody here. About to miss a flight here, though. This is the flight coming in from Guadalajara. if there is a medical emergency, I haven't seen any ambulances. Well, we did see one earlier go over from this side, from the west side of the airport over to the terminal area. I don't know where in the terminal area it was going, or at least it was going over to that side. So glad to have you all with us this morning. We've got kind of a lull in the action, so we will once again give ourselves, Runway DFW is brought to you by you. Yes, Runway DFW is brought to you by you. If you'd like to donate to our cause, buy us a cup of coffee, or help with our streaming expenses, there's a place to go right there on your screen, streamlabs.com/runwaydfw, and you can fly first class. You get no benefits, but you can stretch out your legs, and you can get yourself a nice meal and as much drink as you want, as long as you pay for it. I don't know. It's hard to do this. It's hard to tell you guys, to ask you guys to share a little bit of cash if you've got it, because it helps us out a lot. So there you go, streamlabs.com/runwaydfw. We'll see your name on the screen. We thank you very much for any help you can give us to support Runway DFW. Windy morning here. The wind has definitely picked up since we went on the air, as it often does. The wind will start, be kind of calmish, and then as we go along, we'll get more wind. I don't know. That's just the way it is. I have a couple more new subscribers, Misha K and Jock Dye. Welcome to you guys. Thanks for being a part of Runway DFW. Has my mic gotten twisted a little bit here? Sorry about that. I have a crazy contraption on my, oh, there it goes again. Well, let's watch a plane come in, shall we?
Tower Southwest 990, we're turning final 13 left.
This is coming in from Aguas Calientes in our southern neighbor, Mexico. And there it goes. That was American Eagle flight 3687 at Embraer 175. have some activity on the north side here on runway 18 left. This is going to be American Flight 2720, headed to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Not a very long journey at all. Tulsa is, if I'm not mistaken, where American Airlines has a big maintenance base. I was looking it up the other day. I don't know if it's changed, if the statistics has changed. Oh, ODuck22 just subscribed. Thank you, ODuck22. Welcome. But American has the biggest fleet of any airline. I'm not sure if that includes American Eagle or not, but from being here, we know they have a lot of aircraft. We do know that. There goes my mic again. Hang on. Anyway, I have this, it's not pointed in the right direction. It's a directional microphone and it keeps slipping the wrong way. There, that's a little better. I fashioned this contraption out of a piece of stiff aluminum wire. I wasn't satisfied with the microphone clipped on my shirt. I tried clipping it on the brim of my hat, which seemed to be okay, but I still seemed like I was kind of off mic. So I fashioned this aluminum piece of wire, which is used to, if you've got fencing, it's used to kind of hold the fencing onto a pole. And so I bent it so I could clip it onto my glasses on one end, and on the other end to kind of bend it so it would be towards the vicinity of my mouth, and it seems to be working pretty well. I actually looked on YouTube. I thought maybe there's got to be somebody who has made just a microphone clip that would attach to a pair of glasses that would let you attach a microphone to it, but I couldn't find anything, so I made it. And that's my story. Did we even say where this is going to? This is going to Tucson, I think. Am I right? Just disappeared from the radar. Coming in now from Chihuahua in Mexico is American Flight 579. Yeah, it's coming in now. It's an A319. I think we'll watch that land, and we'll probably see that Tucson flight taking off at some point. No, it's rolling, so got some double action for you. There's the flight from Chihuahua. And there goes the flight to Tucson. I would like to thank our friend Michelle RS for a very kind contribution to Runway DFW. Thank you, Michelle.
American 579. Hold short right left, American 579. Departure American 2720.
I'm kind of... My camera's kind of losing everything in the sun here. We've got another MD-11 lighting up, so maybe we'll see that one take off. This one is scheduled to go to Louisville, so in the next few minutes we may get to see another tri-jet. This one is American Flight 2114, 737-800, headed to Santa Ana, California, at the John Wayne Airport. And we'll be seeing a flight coming in from Mexico City at the same time. American Flight 1066, 737-800. So watch this take off, and then we'll pan left for our Mexico City arrival.
20 left, don't have me parked, American 2430.
There that one goes. Starting to get busy. This one's headed to Bozeman, Montana. It's American 2463.
Cross 20 left, ground, 25, American 579.
So anyway, I want to thank Michelle RS. She's saying, I'm so glad I finally caught a live stream. Work has been crazy. Love your channel, Walt.
1561.
And thank you again to Michelle for that kind comment and her kind contribution. And poking out from behind a wall there, you may be able to see it when we switch to that camera, is our second tri-jet of the morning. This is a UPS flight 2785 on its way to Louisville. That particular aircraft dating back to 1995. It's kind of pulling a home improvement thing there, isn't it? Then they have a character who would just kind of pop his head over the back fence. You never really got to see him. I see Mrs. Runway DFW is chiming in there on the chat. Just missed it there. We've got an American flight headed out to Los Angeles. Flight 524. And we've got a Dreamliner, which is going to be making its way to Phoenix. So we're going to check those out now while our MD-11 decides to get less shy. So it looks like the Phoenix-bound Dreamliner gets first dibs here. American Flight 520. If you are new to Runway DFW, welcome. We're so happy to have you with us this morning. We generally do a program out here twice a week or so. More if we can squeeze it in. And here comes the MD-11. Now will this one take off from here on the west side? The plane we saw earlier did not. But again, I've seen it go both ways here. And momentarily, because of the way the wind is blowing, we'll be inhaling those fumes. That says if it's turning there, it's going to the east side. We've got our answer for the guy behind the fence on Home Improvement. I never watched that show, but I was familiar with this bit they did with a character from Over the Fence who you never saw, and his name was Wilson W. Wilson, says Matt Stiles. So thank you for that information. I am very sorry about that. I turned down the wrong knob. It definitely did not mean to cough into your ears, so I apologize for that. Okay, so we're watching this one twist and turn. Now I have seen, from my experience, I've seen this very type of aircraft make these same maneuvers, kind of head towards the center of the runway, or not the north end of the runway, but kind of make its way towards the middle and then take off from there. This is a Delta flight, obviously. Kind of lost it on the radar as far as there's a lot of planes on the radar this morning. So let me take a guess where that's going. Salt Lake City. Let me take a guess. And I was right. Salt Lake City, flight 2564 and A319. All right, back to our big ol' MD-11.
654, we'll see ya.
Kind of cooling its jets right there. As we get some fence inspection here from somebody on the DFW operations crew. It says there on the windshield, Weed Force 3.
Right, hold short, 18 left, GPS 2785.
We got some regional action taking off on 18 left as we watch this classic aircraft.
Split across runway 18 right, 18 left, contact 65 top of the bridge, 2785.
I did think I heard the tower saying something about crossing 18 right and 18 left, so it's probably on its way over to the east side. If it is, maybe we'll keep an eye on the radar and try to follow it as it goes up in the air. And there goes the UPS flight over the bridge. And Kylo Ren Radio is very kind, saying don't be shy about asking for tips, coffee, memberships. We know bringing plane spotting to YouTube takes resources, and it does. After doing this for 6 or 7 months, I think I finally have pretty much all the resources that I need as far as technical things. But there are ongoing expenses, of course, such as streaming. That's the major expense. And of course, if I would like to do this as a full-time thing for you guys, which I think would be fun, I'd have to be able to make up for the lost income I have on my real job. So that is the address to go to, streamlabs.com/runwaydfw, if you find it in your heart to contribute to our organization here. Chris Massio just subscribed to our channel. Thank you, Chris. That was CRJ 700 American Eagle Flight 3274 coming in from Bismarck. I believe it's North Dakota. Is time getting away from me yet? Oh, it's 8:48. I've only got about 10 more minutes to hang out with you guys. Got some extra things to pack up. I've got my second camera to pack up today. This is when it starts to get kind of busy. We've got American Airlines Flight 1664 to Austin, Texas, 737-800. Which is towing the line there. Got that flight coming in from Fayetteville, Arkansas, that American Eagle flight. Garrett is asking if I've ever thought of streaming on Twitch, and I haven't really investigated it that much. I know Twitch is kind of gamer oriented. I mean, I know it's not exclusively that, and I probably could push a button or two and make streaming happen on Twitch, but I'm just kind of unfamiliar with it overall. And I know that where I've found all my, where I became familiar with airport streamers was on YouTube. So that's kind of where I hang out. And maybe at some point we'll go to that. We'll go over there too. I think we're getting close to 4,000 subscribers. And you're seeing in the foreground a flight coming in from Baton Rouge, an American Eagle flight. Baton Rouge, of course, is in Louisiana, one of our neighboring states. Jow Spina just subscribed to Runway DFW. Are you the 4,000th? I don't know. There's Mrs. Runway DFW cheering me on. It is harmless, I agree. There's no expense involved in being a subscriber. So why not? And good morning to you, Craig Russell. I'm sorry you're here just for the final moments of our broadcast today. We'll be here for about another 8 minutes or so. This is coming in from Denver. It's an A321. It's American Airlines. It's flight 2612. Oh, our friends at Airline Videos have checked in. Hello, Kevin. Good morning to you. It's an honor to have you on our broadcast. I am sure you are all familiar with Kevin and Rudy and their fine work at Airline Videos Live. I think this is one of their days off, but if not, Kevin, you can correct me. They generally have a Friday night spectacular, or a Friday spectacular, and then a Sunday marathon, in addition to other broadcasts during the week. And I learn a lot from those guys. There's a flight from El Paso, Texas landing. As things tend to get busy here. What did I forgot to punch that up?
American 1812. 39.
What do we got here? Seen a bunch of planes on the radar. Oh, I see what's going on here. The glare. I think the plane we're looking at now, flight 2944, is headed to Boise, Idaho. As we approach our final moments here on Runway DFW. Luke Jensen, hi there, watching just from across town in Farmers Branch, one of the Dallas suburbs. Happy to have you with us. That flight's coming in from Oklahoma City there. Oklahoma City, just north of here. And then we'll go back to that flight, which is... where did we say that one was going to? Now I've lost it. There it goes.
Tab 118 left clear for takeoff, visual 17. Wait, 18 left to bear 157. Photo 18 left, bear 744. West.
That's a Mesa Air. Headed out.
18, that's RNS, Park American 2570.
We have another new subscriber. Thank you so much. And things are starting to ramp up here, unfortunately, as it is 8:58. I'm going to have to pack it in because I've got to go to work. Wah. Yeah, 9 o'clock is a big takeoff time here at DFW Airport. David Stover saying, "Love this stream. Would have been cool if these were around in the 80s and 90s. Oh, the aircraft we could have seen had the technology existed to do live streams." That is true. There are some channels on YouTube that I've seen that do have old video, and it wasn't shot live, obviously, and it was shot, you know, on older equipment, but has some fascinating stuff from the like late 70s, early 80s. I can't remember what the name of the channel is if somebody is online and can recall what that is. But yeah, that's fascinating to see all those. Cato just subscribed. Hello, Cato. Thank you. So we have Clint Goff, Chris Maschio, Joao Spina, Epco, Clitterfan, Terry Stack, Big Pick, and Cato, all new subscribers to the channel as we approach the 4,000 mark. So thank you all for very much. It's 9 o'clock here. Rats, I've got to go. So I just want to thank you everybody for tuning in today. We'll be back probably one day this weekend, depending on the weather and other factors. And we will be here on July 1st for the scheduled arrival of British Airways A380, the return of the A380 Super Jumbo to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. And so I hope you'll circle your calendars and join us for that. And until then, from all of us here at Runway DFW, happy contrails to you until we meet again. We'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody, and goodbye.